to bgrcommercehub. So my name is Santosh. So today we are going to discuss a small topic. What is company code? What is company code in SAP? Company code in SAP, it is a one-off organization structure in FI module, one-off FI organization structure. Company code is a one of the FI organization structure. What is company code? Company code is nothing but your legal entity. Company code is nothing but your legal entity. What is legal entity? Legal entity means the entity which is registered under MCA as per Companies Act in India, as per some other act in the respective countries. In India, company is a one thing that is registered as a company under the Companies Act 2013 or under the Companies Act 1956. In some other countries, as per their respective act, any business created as a company. So how many company codes I have to create in the SAP FI? How many company codes I have to create? First of all, what is company code? It is a legal entity. Suppose it is a legal entity registered under MCA. For example, XYZ Private Limited is a company. ABC Private Limited is a company. Likewise, how many company codes we have to create in SAP FI? How many company codes we have to create? First of all, what is the purpose? Why you have to create company code? First of all, what is the purpose? Why you have to create company code? For the company code, at the company code level, we can able to post all the financial transactions at the company code level. We can at the company code level, we will able to post all financial transactions, all GL accounts transactions. We can post at company code level. And also we can analyze and trace the financial transactions at company code level. The books of accounts can be maintained at the company code level. The financial statements like profit and loss account and balance sheet can be extracted at the company code level. Simple in Tally, we will create a company, correct? In SAP, that we will call as a company code. In Tally, we will create a company. But in SAP, that is called company code. That's all. How many company codes you have to create? How many company codes you have to create? See, company code can be defined maximum up to 4-digit code. So whenever you are creating company code, you can create 4-digit code. So there should be a digits code in the SAP, like either numeric or alphabetic or both. Now come to the point, how many company codes I have to create? Based on how many legal entities your company is having, how many legal entities your group, your company group is having, that many company codes you have to create. Now we have to understand practically. For example, take example 1, Reliance Industries Limited. Reliance Industries Limited. This Reliance Industries Limited. This Reliance Industries Limited. For example, Reliance Group. Reliance Group. Reliance Group. Reliance Group, not Reliance Industries Limited, just we will call Reliance Group. Reliance Group. This Reliance Group is having so many businesses. This Reliance brand, this Reliance Group is having so many businesses. Like they are in the oil sector, retail sector, textile sector, communication sector, like that. They are having in the so many businesses. For each sector, they have formed separate company, correct? For each sector, they have formed separate company. For example, Reliance Petroleum Limited, it will take care of the business of oil sector. Retail sector, Reliance Industries Limited, for example, this cover retail sector. So likewise, Reliance Textiles Limited, it will take care of textile business. Reliance Communications Limited, it will take communication business. Likewise, this Reliance Group is having so many companies. What are the companies? Reliance Petroleum Limited, Reliance Textiles Limited, Reliance Communications Limited, Reliance Power Limited. So many businesses are there. Correct? That many of company codes you have to create. So in the above example, Reliance Industries Limited is a company registered under MCA. So now Reliance and all companies are registered under MCA. For example, Reliance Petroleum Limited, Reliance Lubricants Limited, Reliance Textiles Limited, Reliance Industries Limited, Reliance Communications Limited. All are company codes. All are company codes. This many company codes you have to create in the SAP. Each company code will represent separate set of financial statements. Each company code represents separate set of financial statements. Each company code will collect financial transactions. Suppose any payment, for example, any payment, for example, salaries account to bank account, that entry has to put that company code. So if you take one new Excel sheet, you can easily understand. Now you can understand Reliance Industries Limited, not Reliance, Reliance Group is having so many companies. Reliance Group is having so many companies like Reliance Industries Limited, Reliance Industries Limited. It will take care of retail industries. Next, Reliance Power Limited, Reliance Power Limited, Reliance Power Limited. This will take care of this power sector business. Next, Reliance Textiles Limited, Reliance Textiles Limited. This will take care of retail, this textile business. Next, Reliance Communications Limited, Reliance Communications Limited, Reliance Communications Limited. Getting the logic? So Reliance Group is having like that hundreds of companies. Reliance Industries Limited is having hundreds of companies. Now take these 4 companies. Now suppose if you are implementing SAP for Reliance Group, if you are implementing SAP for Reliance Group, how many company codes you have to create? 4 company codes you have to create. 4 company codes. Each one is a separate company code. Each transactions are separate. Each balance sheet is separate. Each profit and loss account is separate. 4 company codes you have to create. 4 company codes you have to create. 4 company codes you have to create based on the above example. For understanding what is the meaning of company code. What is the meaning of company code? It is a separate, each company code is a separate legal entity. Each company code is a separate legal entity. Each company code is a separate legal entity. Getting the logic? This is clear. How many company codes you have to create? 4 company codes you have to create for Reliance Group. Now, all these company codes, we will link up to company. All these 4 these are company codes. 4 company codes will be linked up to company. One company we have to create. What is the purpose of company code? What is the purpose of this company code? To collect all transactions, purchase, sales, whatever may be, banks, whatever may be, all transactions will collect with regarding to this business, this code, company code. All these company codes, now you have to link up to company. All these company codes, now you have to link up to company. Why you have to link up to companies? All these 4 company codes you have to link up to company. Why you have to link up to company? For consolidation purpose. Getting the logic? For consolidation purpose. I hope it is clear. So what is the company? Company will have so many company codes. But company creation is optional. Actually, company creation is not a mandatory in the SAP, but company codes creation is a mandatory in the SAP. Company creation is optional. If you want consolidation, if you want to collect intercompany transactions, trading partner, technical will call it trading partner, companies call it trading partner, then you go for consolidation. Actually, it is not our part. It is not our FI consultant job creating company consolidation. That is separate module actually. What is our role as a FI consultant? We have to create company codes in the finance module, FI module. Are clear what is company code? Take another example. I'm taking another example. For example, Pratishta Group, example 2. In order to better understand what is company code, and take another example, Pratishta Group. This Pratishta Group is having a businesses in 3 different countries. This Pratishta Group is having a businesses in 3 different countries. Pratishta India, this is Indian company. Pratishta Japan, this is Japan company. That means they are having a company in Japan also. Pratishta Kenya, that means they are having a business in Kenya also. Group is only one, Pratishta Group. Now in Pratishta Indian company, they are dealing with 2 products. They are dealing with 2 segments. They are dealing with 2 separate line of businesses. They are manufacturing fertilizers and they are manufacturing cement also. In Pratishta Japan also, they are manufacturing fertilizers and manufacturing medical equipments. In Pratishta Kenya, they are manufacturing fertilizers and they are manufacturing garments also. Now, tell me how many company codes we have to create. How many company codes we have to create? 3 company codes we have to create. 3 company codes we have to create. Each country, for each country, you have to create 1 company code if you have a business in other country. For each country, we have to create 1 separate company code if you have a business in other country. So what is the conclusion here? 1 company code for 1 country. 1 company code for 1 country. 1 company code for 1 country. If we have a business, in other country, if you have established any business in another country, then you have to create some separate company code for that another country also. Why? Because that company, that country laws are different. As per that country, you have to prepare separate financial statements. You have to form separate company as per that country rules and regulations. You getting the logic? So for each country, you have to create separate company code if you have a different businesses in different countries. Now Pratishta India is a separate company. Pratishta Japan is a separate company code, not company. In SAP, we will call company codes. Pratishta Kenya is a separate company code. Okay. Now come to Pratishta India company. Pratishta India company code, come to this company code. In India, again my company is in 2 separate line of businesses. Fertilizers business, cement business. Getting the logic? Now, actually, financial statements will be prepared at a company code level. Financial statements means balance sheet and profit and loss account will be prepared at company code level. That you already know that. But my management is asking, financial statements should be prepared at a company code level, and also I want to prepare separate financial statements for fertilizer business. I want to prepare separate financial statements for cement business. I want a separate balance sheet and profit and loss account for cement industry, for cement business. This is separate product. I want to know the performance of fertilizers business, but company code is 1. Are getting my doubt? So how to plan this? Now, Pratishta India, you have to create as a company code. Here you can use the concept of profit centers. You can use the concept of profit centers. Now, fertilizers you can create as a 1 profit center. Cement you can create as another profit center. This profit center you can link to your company code. That means now you can prepare 3 set of financial statements. One is for entire company, 1 set of financial statements. Another for fertilizers business, separate financial statements. That means profit center also at the profit center level also you can prepare finance balance sheet and profits and loss account. So for my Indian company, what you suggest as a financial consultant? 1 company code is required for my Indian company. 1 company code is required and 2 profit centers are required. 2 profit centers are required. So Pratishta India is a company code. Fertilizers business is 1 profit center. Cement business is another profit centers. When come to entire this group, now you can analyze how many company codes you have to create for entire this group. For entire this group, you are a consultant. You have to implement SAP. How many company codes you have to create? 3 company codes you have to create. Pratishta India company code, Pratishta Japan company code, Pratishta Kenya company code. Okay. How many profit centers you have to create? I think fertilizers, cement to medical equipments, garments. Total 4 profit centers you have to create. Fertilizers is a separate business. Cement is a separate business, not a separate company code. In the same company, in the company code, there are separate product lines. There are separate product lines. For the product line business also, I want separate financial statements. Then you can go for profit center concept. Then you can go for profit center concept. So how many company codes? 3 company codes, 4 profit centers. Fertilizer profit center, cement profit center, medical equipments profit center, garments profit center. 4 profit centers you have to create. 4 profit centers you have to create. This is the basic knowledge. This is the basic point. As a FI consultant, you have to implement into the SAP FI module. First, you have to create company codes. First, you have to create company codes. Then only you can start your work. This is first work you have to do in the SAP FI module. As a FI consultant, this is whenever you start SAP project for any company, whenever you want to implement SAP for any company, as a FI consultant, first you have to create company codes. First, you have to create company codes. Getting the logic? I think your doubt is clear. What is company code? Company code is a separate legal entity. For each separate legal entity, you can observe here the point. Now you can understand. For each separate legal entity, you have to define one company code. For each legal entity, you have to define one company code. What is legal entity? It is registered as a separately under Companies Act. It is registered as separately under Companies Act. For example, Reliance Industries Limited is having so many companies. Reliance Group, not Reliance Group, is having hundreds of companies in different businesses. Now 100 company codes you have to create. And another logic, for each country you have to create something separate company code. For each country you have to create separate company code. I hope it is clear. What is company code? In the next video, okay, company codes are created. In the next video, we will discuss what is the next work you have to do after company code. Small videos, 10-15 minutes videos. Whenever I find out the time, I will do the videos, small videos. What is the FI consultant role? You have to create first company code in the SAP FI model. Thank you. Welcome.